What this is, Tim, is it's a release drill. We're just going to extract one component out of the whole bowling approach, and we're going to work on it. Now remember when we started this lesson, I was talking to you about a backup ball and how important it is to know where your hand is at the release point. Well, we are extracting that component right here, and we're dissecting that release at its point of release. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my right knee directly behind my left foot. And I'm going to try to make a rectangle right here. Okay? Perfect rectangle. That's perfect. Now then, from this point, I'm bracing myself with my left forearm. There you go. Now, you hear people talk about the flat spot. Well, this is creating the flat spot for us because the ball is on the approach. But here is the beauty of this release drill. We want to know during all of our releases where the hand is and what it does. So from this release drill, I can say, okay, where's my hand? Well, I know my hand is slightly under and directly behind the ball. Now, I don't want my hand to be on top of the ball, right? I don't want it to be too far under where I've got an exaggerated cup. I can if I want. If you're trying to practice hooking the ball, look at how good that is. Because when I go back, look how much cup I get in that. You see what I mean? But I want it directly behind. Let's say I want a regular release. I just move it 3 times. I say, from up here, I say 1, 2, and then you just release it normal. And that's a normal release. And from there, I can tell exactly what my hand did, where it was. Now I'm going to take your ball, and I'm going to do the backup ball I was asking you. 1, 2. Now I'm going to slightly turn the palm to the right. So at release point, at impact, if my palm is to the right, ball's going to go to the right in its hook. Palm to the left, ball's going to go on the left. Now, if you have momentum, for instance, if you start loaded up where the palm is facing to the right and the center of the ball is here, and through your release you turn it to square, even though you have a straight palm, ball's going to go left because it had momentum, it had turn started, okay? Same thing as if you start with the palm facing to the left and you rotate, palm going to the right, that's how we get extraordinary hook, both directions. Some guys can really hook a ball to the back with a backup ball. Some guys can really hook it. Well, they're starting with a hook release and flipping to a backup release through impact. Some guys really hook the ball right to left. Well, they're starting with a backup release and turning to a hook release. Well, all of this can be separated into this, can be extracted into this drill, and you can study it. You can just say, look, I'm going to work on my release today. What I wanted you to do, and what I want you to do with this release drill is to learn how to throw a backup ball. And I want you to do it with the sensation that you're letting go. Because with a backup ball, when I'm throwing a little bit of a fade at the 10-pin or the 6-10, I'm not trying to muscle this thing and get the elbow in. Really, all I do is set my hand in a backup release, and I swing it as fluently as I can without any effort or muscle. And at impact, I just let go. That's why it's so easy to make all those spares. Because I'm not really chunking or rolling at anything. I'm just letting go. Now, of course, your swing has to be in line, which is what we were working on before. Your hand position has to be right, which is what we're working on here. Outside of that, you just learn to swing as free as you can and let go. Now, remember the right knee needs to be directly behind the left foot. Otherwise, you don't have room to slide. Remember, we're replacing this knee with the ball. Isn't that beautiful? Now, I need a perfect, there we go, nice. Now then, I want you to try to throw a backup ball without starting, Tim, with a hook release to a backup with momentum. I want you to set it in a backup release and then move it. And the last thing is to just completely, right about here, let go. Don't lift it, just let it go. And I want to see where it ends up. Hold on right there. Let's try to take some of the bend out of that. Now do it. There you go. Now, it's going to bend a little here, but not in a cup. There you go. And that's excellent. Absolutely excellent. Do that again. Now, you had a little momentum where you went from square to a back up release. Try this now, letting go. Because see, when I see you follow through to up here, I know you're accelerating through the ball, and you can't just let go and accelerate. That acceleration is spin. Okay. I'll teach you that in a minute. Excellent. Love that. Now, if you add your 5-step approach and your straight swing to that release, you can take chop out of play with the 610. And you can do so using science, because you can do it by loosening up your swing, trusting that that swing is aligned, and just let go of it. It becomes the simplest thing. That's how Walter Ray misses 110 pin a decade. A decade. I saw him miss one the other day outside, and I thought hell was freezing over.